Hello everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Show with Matien Nazier. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'd like to discuss the topic about buying process and selling process and with listing. As you guys know, or previously if you've seen one of our first episode, the whole entire team was here, but today I'd like to discuss with you the listing process. What is it that we do when we take a listing? Although time is, we only have half an hour, please note that every Thursday from 1 to 1:30 we are live. We're going to be here and giving you guys the information about the real estate and how the buying, selling, investing process works in terms of residential and commercial. Every week we're gonna try to have one special guest here with us. So today, myself, I like to give you guys the introduction of the buying and selling process. Okay. So what is it? What do we do when we get a listing? Okay. The topic is it's quite lengthy, but I'm gonna try to explain it to you in a very short format, so you guys have the base knowledge and understanding of when a real estate agent takes a listing. Okay, so when we sign a BRA, when the the seller, when they're ready to sell, says, okay, Matien, I have seen all of your work previously. We know that you're the one of the top real estate agent in your office. That's great. We have chosen you and your team to list our home. We're like, okay, perfect. So what we do prior to when we list the home, we do a full CMA on the property first. So CMA is basically a comparable market analysis. We look at the area and the last 3 to 4 months, similar property have sold for what price, right? So when we do that, so this determines the value of the property, so we know what we're looking at, okay? Which is very, very important. Then what we do, we look at the condition of the property, right? So majority of times, always our clients, they're like, well, Mr. Matien, our property worth this much. I'm like, well, that's great. I'm like, where did you get this number from? They're like, well, our neighbor 3 doors down or 2 streets down have sold, for instance, for let's just say $1.5 million. As everybody knows, today, an average detached in Toronto, or you're looking at about $1.4 to $1.5 million, depending on the conditions. And same thing with the GTA area, almost, right? It depends on the price. So they're like, well, it's sold for that price, right? So we're like, and then what we do, we go through the whole entire house. We check all the bedrooms, the washrooms, all the upgrades, for instance, from doors to trims to countertops to hardwood floors, and we get a proper CMA to make sure to see that this property is what this individual is saying. When we do that, so then we determine the price. They're like, okay, then we compare the subject property to the property that was sold into the area, and we're like, okay, this is the actual value. Then we give our clients the option. So the options of staging, which we do for free of charge. It does not cost you guys anything at all. We'll do that. And we also give a free lawyer's fee as well. So any cost that it goes through, or lawyer's fee only, okay, then we give that as well. And we tell the individual if they would like to upgrade the property. Majority of the people right now, what they're doing, actually, they are renovating their properties and selling. So a lot of sellers have got a lot of education now. The reason why everything is in a click of a finger, right? So they go to the social media, they go to the internet, they're like, well, Matien, if I were to sell my property the way it is, or if I were to renovate my property, what will be the price differences, okay? So the best that I always recommend to all of our clients, We always like to reno the properties before we actually take our listing, before we list it. Okay? The easiest reno, ladies and gentlemen, that you can make for your property is a paint job. Paint and decluttering is one of the most simplest things that you can do in order to give your property a facelift. Okay? So a paint job on a 2,000 square feet home is probably you're looking about anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000, depending on how much of a work that you need. Decluttering, again, you don't have to worry about it. You could always put things in the boxes, put them in a garage, because not too many people are really anxious that, you know, what's in your garage. So you're kind of safe over there, okay? Then if you really need your garage, one of the best other option is if you could put it downstairs in the basement, okay? So that's number 2, I believe. So number 3 is what we do is the staging part of it. Like I said, the staging is free of charge, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Does not matter how big, how small, even if it's a 5-bedroom, 5,000 square feet, it's our responsibility that we're taking, and we're telling our clients that no matter what the cost is, we will cover that for you. That's one of the good things with us. If you list with us, that's one of the greatest things that we do. Just like, same thing with reno, obviously, with renoing, decluttering, staging, that we could help you do that, okay? Then what we'll do is even prior to, let me go back, even prior to making any changes, the first thing that we do after the listing, we bring one of our top home inspector. Okay, we want to make sure we respect the house to say that what is wrong with the property. Is there anything wrong with the property? Some of the property, about 40 to 30% of them, if they're 0 to 5 years old, you don't need that much of a work. But anything more than that, we bring in our home inspector, and we want to find out what is wrong, right? So a lot of times, most of the times, you'll find issues, especially in the kitchen underneath the sink, or you find electrical issues, like places that are hidden, or sometimes in the attic, or same things if you're going down to the furnace, we'll have issues like that your eyes cannot see on day to day. It's not like, see, a lot of times people are like, well, I don't need a home inspector, my property is very well. Well, hold on a second. When was the last time you were actually up in your attic? Right? Or how well do you know your furnace, right? Or how well do you know the airflow in your house, right? Or how well do you know that your doors and windows are sealed properly, right? And so on and so forth. So what the inspectors do, they have special tools, right? They walk in and they have like tools that could, look for moisture, or, in terms, and also electrical, and so on and so forth, okay? So the home inspector comes in, then we have the contractor, then we have the staging, who does the staging process of it. So when all of this is complete, okay, and so then what we do is we bring in our sign at the front, right? So we'll let all of your neighbors and know that, okay, this property is coming up for sale. So the reason why we do that, there's something called double ending, right? So what we're trying to do is we want to give the money back into our client. So if we are going to charge the person, let's just say 1%, or 2%, that depends on the property, and okay, which I'll discuss with you guys after. I don't want to, throw everything at you guys all of a sudden at once. If we're doing that, we're also trying to avoid the 2.5% commission which the buyer's agent bring. Okay, so we're gonna and the reason why we're trying to avoid that, we always want to make our clients and customers the money. Myself and the team, the way we like to run our business, it's all about referrals and how I'm going to make my clients millionaires. Okay, that's the key. It's not, for us, it's all about volume, okay, and proper results. For us, results and volume is the key. All right. So again, when the sign is up at the front of the lawn, And then we have a very huge, big marketing system in place, which we have our own in-house marketer, okay, we start with all social medias first, obviously, because it's the easiest thing to do nowadays, right? Back in the day when I first started, social media was not that big. We were going to a lot of these bunch of flyers and door hangers, and personally, ourselves, like myself, was going out and dropping the flyers so people could hear about our listing. Okay, now it's very, very simple. Okay, so you could thank God, thank social media for that. It's just, we create an ad, we create a web page, and for about 40 to 50,000 of homes around the area, we blast them. Okay, not once, not twice. We do it about 3 to 4 times. So now everybody has an idea that in such street, which is 3 or 4 or 5 streets down in my community, this property is coming in the market. Right? So a lot of people also, this is a better chance for people that if they have families or friends that would like to, want them to be close to them, they give us a call. And not only that is another benefit for us, it's also a benefit for our client, because the benefit for us is what? Is that now we just gain another client, right? The benefit for our seller is what? The benefit for our seller is now we just double-ended the deal. They just saved another 2.5%. Okay, so that 2.5% could save and give our clients a huge amount of money. Okay, so on $1 million property, 2.5% plus HST, you're looking about $25,000, right, and more, which is great. That will pay for them for their next property. That could help them on their land transfer tax. It could help them on their lawyer fees. But don't forget, the lawyer fees, ladies and gentlemen, we will cover if you list with us. Okay, we do have lots of other good incentive programs if you buy and sell with us. Again, I can't discuss this right now, but I will if you reach out to us and say, okay, Mr. Matien, it's great. What's the benefit if I sell with you? And I will send you a proper listing presentation. Okay, if you're a person that would like to, look at it into your computer, I'll send you the link. Or if you like to look at, the actual paper, I'm more what's called a tangible person. I like to grab things on my hand and take a look at it. And I always say this to my guys. I'm like, hey, Shabazz, Sam, please don't send it to me. My eyes are not very good in the computer. I like to see the papers and the numbers. So I'm like more old school. So we could do that for you as well. Okay? So now, after when we do the social media, now the social media consists of many variety of things. So like I said, we create a website page. That web page, it takes a lot of times, a lot of effort. By times it gets created, then it goes into, for instance, Facebook, it goes into LinkedIn, it goes into Instagram, and then at the same time, we have 2 TV programs that we have. One is, obviously, as you guys could see me here, Go Live TV. The other one is on Afghan Noble. And also we have our own social media. So our own social media consists of, over, I believe, my own personal page, about 2,000 people, buyers, sellers, other agents that gets to view it. And we also have about 4,000 active real estate agents going to look at your property before even it hits the market. So what does that do? That basically creates a rumble of, while the property is not in the market, I'm going to pay the highest and top dollar. Then our negotiation skills comes in. So this is why also we are the top producer in our office. So as a RE/MAX Realty Services agent, we're one of the top producers, is because we know exactly what to do when we get a listing. Now please note, okay, I want everybody to know this. We don't take a listing and put a sign and put it on MLS. No, 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 no. What makes us different from all the other agents is the marketing system and plan that we have. The effort that we put into it, the amount of money that we put into it, and the knowledge that comes behind it. Okay? So I've been buying and selling homes since I was 22 years old. Now, no offense, a lot of 22-year-old these days, they're, still back and, gaming every day, right? No, so the way I looked, when I was 22, I'm like, listen, I love these properties. I like to live in a nice, beautiful home. I always had this vision of homes. I always loved homes. And my buddies are like, hey, you know what? Let's go buy this car. Let's go buy that car. I'm like, listen, no, man, I like to invest in real estate. I like to live in a nicer home than buying a nicer car, right? So vehicles depreciate is a depreciation asset, and real estate is, obviously, as everybody knows, it appreciates its value massively, as we can see today. So lucky for all those people who have bought previously in real estate industry. I myself, I always tell all of my friends, families, and clients, I'm like, listen, if you're a flipper, try to flip 2 to 3 homes, keep one. If you're a real estate agent, and if you're going to flip homes, try to keep at least 1 to 2 if you can, okay? So our broker of record, like Mike Zuccato and Grinder Sandhu, they're tremendous guys. They're very, very, knowledgeable and expert. They always tell me, they're like, Matien, if you could hold on to a real estate, it's a great thing. Listen, I did many flips in my life. If I would have kept, if I kept majority of these flips, oh my God, I would have been retired, so I don't have to, wake up every day and go to the office and rush. But you know what? I'm joking. It's not about that. The reason why I do it is I love the industry. I love what I do. Okay? I love helping people, and I love seeing people basically what they call it is expecting, like getting rich. All right? And reaching their goals. That's what I'm trying to say. All right? So after the social media is done as well, then we send to the 400 agents that I mentioned, we send it to them. And when we have a full marketing and a full marketing analysis and a full idea exactly what kind of response we're getting now, okay? Because don't forget, every property has its pros and cons and values and response when you're doing the work. Okay, so if somebody tells you, say, hey, listen, I'm going to take your property and I'm going to sell it for you at this amount of money. No, it's not going to work, because you got to understand there's a difference between a diamond, gold, and a silver and a bronze. Okay, a lot of people is going to tell you that, hey, I'm going to sell your property to the highest and I'm going to give you the value of a diamond, but they're only looking at bronze. Okay, don't fall for that. Me personally, do it the way that I'm doing it. Say, listen, I want you to give me a whole, basically a drop, like a figure, all right? Give me like a whole demonstration of what my property is worth, what am I looking at, how long is it going to take me to sell this property, what tools, what type of marketing, and what basically, how you're doing this. Let them give you a proper presentation. Okay. Once they give you the presentation, then you know what? As a homeowner, you have at least minimum about 60 to 70%. No matter what, you understand the knowledge of the person and his skills and everything else. Okay. So when that's done, I don't want to lose my train of thoughts. When that's done. Then understanding the market value, and if we could double end it, that's perfect. It's a win-win situation for everybody. We gain the clients and customers, and then our seller also have save 2.5%, right? So coming back to our listing, what I wanted to say was yes, once we list it on MLS. So then when we list it to the MLS, now everybody's aware of the property. Okay? So in today's market, majority of our listings goes into multiple offers. Okay? So going into the multiple offers it creates, a huge other anxiety going. People are coming up and down, and people are like, oh my God, what's happening? So as a professional real estate agent, we have the ability how to put a control and a lid on everybody. So we tell them, here is the, this is the date, this is when we like you guys to register before, and then we'll give you a specific time that we're going to say, for instance, let's say register before 4, 7 o'clock we're presenting, and we keep track on every single real estate agents. Okay? And that's how we do our listing. I hope I was clear enough and for you guys to understand the process of how we take a listing. Again, please don't be shy or look us up into our social media. Check our website. Contact me directly for the listing presentation so I could send it to you. Next time I'm going to try to give you guys the buying process. Okay? Again, the selling process with Team Matien, it's very, 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 very simple. The reason why it's simple, it's because we have done so many of them and how we have done them. Okay? We have proven record to show you that in the last 4 months or 3 months, the amount of property we have sold, we have the listing price and we have the sold price. And I could send them all to you guys so you can see it, and and then you could be the judge yourself. Okay. Again, Remax Realty Services is also a company that works very hard, not only with our clients and customers, also with ourselves. We get the market statistics every single week and every single day. We have to be aware of what's happening in the market. For instance, right now, they're talking about the interest rates going up and they're bringing some taxes. So it's a great time to either refi your house, take the equity, put it somewhere else, like, split your 2 aces, okay? Or if you're living in a small townhome or a condo, if you're living in a condo, you can sell, get a townhouse. If you're living in a townhouse, you can sell, you could get a semi or a detached. It's a perfect time. You could reach out to us and we could guide you through this. I know it's not easy, but if you work with a professional or a pro, such as myself or whoever else that are top producers, it will be very easy. Okay, time is running out. Thank you very much, and we will see you next Thursday at 1 p.m. sharp. Okay? Thank you.